The initial general reaction from Snowy Escape seems positive. Nonetheless, there are many players who still feel slighted by the Star Wars pack and by the many bugs still plaguing the game. In addition, people are rightfully upset about the insensitive content shown in the trailer for Snowy Escape. Hey peeps, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be making a snowboarder in the pixel art style as I talk about the new expansion pack, Snowy Escape. If you enjoy this type of content, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. As I waited for the first teaser for Snowy Escape, I wondered what they could be giving us this time around. I, like many other players, was hoping for hotels. It seemed like it could fit the theme of Snowy Escape, you know, like pretty nicely actually. After waiting for an hour and a bit to see the 1 minute and 30 seconds teaser, I was left feeling sort of excited and sort of annoyed, I guess. Let's talk about it now, eh? I'm pretty excited about a snow-themed world. That's pretty neat. We always get warmer weather worlds, so it'll be cool to have a colder one. We'll be getting new skiing, snowboarding, and rock climbing skills. Your Sims can actually get injured from these activities. Finally, some real-life consequences for their mistakes. Children will be able to do skiing and snowboarding on less challenging runs. We'll be able to toboggan with our Sims, which is adorable. You can actually do it with toddlers, so it's gonna be cute. We'll be getting more cold weather clothing, like finally. I'm tired of the outfits we have from Seasons. There's going to be a bathhouse to relax at. We'll be getting a natural hot spring, and I'm incredibly excited for that. I can't wait to make some hot spring locations. We'll be getting hiking trails, which include scenic views of a bamboo forest, graveyard, and the mountain temple. Something very exciting is the fact that there will be a mix of rental and residential lots. Of course, we'll be getting loads of new Japanese-inspired build-by items, as well as Create a Sim stuff. A very cool thing will be the new custom platforms. Platforms, guys, platforms, that's cool. A small detail that I noticed while reading the Sims blog post about this would be the fact that we're going to be able to create a rock garden. I love this, and I'm hoping that this means that they'll be adding more. It would be pretty basic with the rocks that they give us, not with the, not with the debug cheat on. I love food, so I gotta mention the new Japanese-inspired food we'll be getting, like more sushi options and hot pot. Ugh, I want to eat now. I want sashimi now. Ugh. Why did COVID have to ruin all the good sushi places near me? A part of creating your own sanctuary is the option to use a Genkin? I hope I'm saying that right. Please correct me if I'm not. Genkin entryway, which the Sims will take off their shoes at. Back when I made that Paralyzed video, I mentioned how excited I was about creating house rules, particularly the one where paras will have to take their shoes off at the front door. In that video, I said the Sims could never, would never. Well, I guess they wanted to prove me, specifically me, wrong. Like I said before, it seems like if you add a Genkin entryway, the Sims will remove their shoes, so I'm guessing you can use it in any build and it'll work the same. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just awkwardly here eating my words right now. My bad. We need to talk about the lifestyles and sentiments. This will unlock new personality and relationship effects to our games. Everyone is very excited. Essentially, your Sims' lifestyles will change with their actions and habits, which then changes their behaviors according to that. I'm guessing it'll be something like, if your Sim is neat, eats healthy, and works out, their lifestyle would be different to a Sim who is lazy, eats junk food, and doesn't clean. Additionally, shared experiences will inspire sentiments and will have lasting impacts on those Sims' relationships to each other, impacting their social interactions. This sounds like a lifestyle and personality overhaul. I am so excited for this. And like many others, I wasn't too impressed with the teaser. I thought it looked cool, but it wasn't a need. With this information, I feel like I need it. I want to see how lifestyles and sentiments will change the game. How do you peeps feel about this aspect of the EP? Are you excited for it? Now, we gotta talk about the bad stuff with this pack. Clearly, there are no hotels or resorts. I was hoping that there would be. Many people are saying that the expansion pack should have been a game pack, and I mean, maybe. It depends on how much we get with it. There are definitely some elements to it, in my opinion, that scream expansion pack worthy, like the lifestyles and sentiments. Which, talking about those, many players feel like those should have been in the base game all along or added through a free base game update. It's an aspect that truly has been missing in the game for its entire run. Until this pack is released, there has been no memory system or reactions to Sims actions or anything like that, like attitudes or lifestyle. Lastly, a huge concern about this pack is over the insensitive imagery displayed in the teaser. Many South Korean players have pointed out the problematic imagery as something that's insensitive towards the history shared between Japan and South Korea. The two instances of this would be the shrine worshipping and the idea that the sim was wearing an outfit with a design inspired by the rising sun flag. The design could just be inspired by paper fans, nevertheless it doesn't make it any less of an issue if players are offended. Both of these images are representations of Japanese rule and alludes to the pain and suffering South Koreans went through as a result of the Japanese rule. I'm Canadian and haven't studied much about this in particular, so I'm going to read a comment made by a few Reddit users. I'm really disappointed that with all of the work EA claimed to be doing to be culturally conscious of what they were doing with this pack, they ignored so much of their Asian audience beyond Japan. I was so excited for this pack before that. For those who don't know why it's so upsetting, specifically for the Korean people, in comments I lived there and studied the history extensively, the shrine worship and the rising sun flag are representations of Japanese colonialism and some of the terrible things that happened to people as a result of the Japanese during this time. I can make several comparisons to some negative imagery that we Westerners might make, but I really don't know if this is the place for that. If you are interested or want to understand, I would suggest looking up Japanese colonialism in other countries. Again, I specifically know about Korea personally and am speaking in support of the Korean people I know and love and the country that has become my second home. And this is the result of Orientalism. I know that EA likes Japanese culture, but this is too much. Korea has been forced by Japan. They forced Koreans to greet their religious buildings. Koreans had to be tortured or killed if they didn't do what Japan wanted. Surprisingly, the religious building appears in the game. Sims 4 Snowy Escape in Korea is now controversial. This is because it has a function called shrine worship, a shrine visit when Korea was Japanese colonial era. When Japan set up shrines everywhere to spread the emperor's ideology and force Koreans to pay tribute. The Korean position, the most painful part of Korean history, and yet Japan is justifying visits to the shrine, which justifies war and colonial rule. Many Koreans are angry that EA added this to the game. I'm Korean and these sentences are translated, so please understand that these sentences can be awkward. Many Koreans are also disappointed with Sims 4 and EA and say they will not buy this pack. I am very disappointed and angry as a Korean about EA, which contains shrine worship in the game. Buying this game is your choice, but buying a game pack that justifies one country's colonial rule and justifies Korea's painful history that is still unresolved is your freedom. But I hope you know what this pack means and buy it. Thank you for reading. With all of that said, I know the pack will be a game changer for how our Sims interact with each other in their lifestyles. I'm not denying that at all. With that said, I can't stop thinking about the whiplash I feel from the Sims community. One second, we're all mad about the lack of diversity in the Star Wars game pack, and the next second, after this teaser, we're happier? I mean, it does look cool, but let's not forget about the issues they still need to fix. This includes a long list of bugs and glitches that have been plaguing our games since forever. The lack of diversity and a lackluster base game. Please don't forget to keep talking about these issues. We can't stop bugging them about it. If we stop, it's very likely those issues will never be improved. And the bugs and the glitches will never be fixed, which I can't live with. I need them to be fixed, okay? There's more of a chance of them fixing it if we continue to talk about them. Whew. That was a lot. I hope you liked the pixel art I made during this. Leave a comment talking about your feelings on the pack below. I'm curious about what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye!